Shalom. All praise is due to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem, Recha Kwadash. Double honors to the elect apostle, bishops, elders at Great Millstone at Ruel. Shalom to elect Ike out there, do work sincerity and truth, not for vainglory, in season out of season. All right, just want to go in there about the small hats. Okay. You have Kanye West, you have the other basketball player. They're bringing certain facts out about the small hats, right? But the Israelites from One West have been talking about Amalekites way before these guys brought out any kind of information on the small hats. Okay, now the small hats are known as the Amalekites. Okay, all right, which they come from who? Their forefather Esau. Okay, which is the so-called white man. And through the spirit, you have, the Most High is using certain of these jakes out here to, to reveal the small hats. But, the Israelites from One West have been revealing the truth about Amalekites, the small hats, for years and years and years, man. Okay? And even so-called white people are coming out talking certain, revealing certain facts about the small hats, okay? So I just want to read this. This is Eliphaz, Esau's son, okay? Esau is the so-called white man, okay? His race of people, okay? Eliphaz was the firstborn son of Esau and his wife, Ada. He had 6 sons, of whom Omar was the firstborn. And these others were Teman, Zepho, Gatam, Kenaz, and finally Amalek. Okay. All right. So Esau had Eliphaz, and Eliphaz, he had 6 sons, and one of them were Amalekite, and one of them was named Amalek. Okay. All right. So it says, who was born to his concubine Timnah. The people of Amalek, which are the small hats, were the ancestral enemy of the Israelite people. Okay. All right. So, they're our enemies, man. They've been our enemies from going all the way back to the serpent in the garden, because the serpent in the garden wasn't a snake. That was an actual man. Okay. And yes, he does come from the line of Esau. Okay. Even though he wasn't called Esau back then, but that was Esau. Cain, Cain killed his brother Abel. No, Cain murdered his brother Abel. Okay. Because Abel, which, comes from the line of Israel. Okay. All right. Sent up righteous sacrifices unto Yahweh. Cain sent up unrighteous sacrifices, okay, to Yahweh. So Cain got jealous because Yahweh was honor to Abel's sacrifice, man. It's not like Cain didn't know how to sacrifice unto Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, all right? The Most High Yahweh, but no, he want to do everything on the left-hand side. He wants to turn everything upside down. Okay? He wants to go against what Yahweh have set up in the earth and what to do and how to live. Okay? So he murdered his brother Abel. He was the first murderer. of the earth. Okay. But going back to Jacob and Esau, you know, and Jacob supplanted Esau out of his birthright. Okay. So Esau has always had this hatred against Jacob. Jacob represents the 12 tribes of Israel. He had 12 sons, and the 12 sons became the 12 tribes of Israel, the Israelite people. Okay. And the 12 sons became the 12 tribes of Israel. Okay. And his son Amalek, is one of the first people to come against the nation of Israel when they were being delivered out of Egypt. Okay. So Amalek, which are the small hats, all right, they're still our enemies to the same day. They're the enemies of the Israelites, which are you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Okay. All right. So I just want to go through maybe let me go to Exodus, the 17th chapter. All right. So they are our enemies, man. They the one who funded the slave trade. Okay, the transatlantic slave trade. Okay, they're the ones who are in rulership of this earth. They're the ones that's setting up the RFID chip, which is the mark of the beast. Okay, they're the ones that's setting up all this these different legislations to further oppress the real Jews, which are black, according to the Bible. All right, Jeremiah 14:2. Okay, Judah mourneth in the gates thereof, language. They are black unto the ground. Okay, that dark dirt. Okay, all right. So those are the real Jews. And who are the real Jews? The tribe of Judah, which would be the so-called black man. Okay, all right. He would be the tribe of Judah that came over here in cargo slave ships, which Amalek, the small hats, funded it. All right. You have your international Jewish banking small hat families with the Rothschilds and all the other Jewish banking families. Christopher Columbus, he's an Amalekite. He was a small hat. Okay. So they're the main ones that have the money and the power to oppress Jacob and Jacob's brethren. Okay. All right. Which is the tribe of Judah and the rest of the other tribes, the Latinos and Native Americans, Western and Asians. Okay. So I just want to go into the scripture right here. Exodus, the 17th chapter and the 8th verse. All right. Let me see. That out. Exodus 17th chapter. Let me see if I could bring that up. Okay. And I'll read it from the first verse. Exodus 17:1. And all the congregation of the children of Israel, which are so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, journeyed from the wilderness of Sin after their journeys according to the commandment of Yahweh, and pitched in Rephadim. Okay, Rephadim, and there was no water for the people to drink. Wherefore the people did chide with Moses, and said, Give us water that we may drink. And Moses said unto them, Why chide with me? Why chide ye with me? Wherefore do ye tempt Yahweh? And the people thirsted there for water. And the people murmured against Moses, and said, Wherefore is this that thou hast brought us up out of Egypt to kill us and our children and our cattle with thirst? You know, of course, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Americans being ungrateful. You know, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, delivered the nation of Israel out of the hand of the Egyptians, brought down Pharaoh and his whole army, all right, with a great deliverance, and being ungrateful, as usual, like you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans are today towards Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, all right, by refusing to return back unto him, man. Okay, it says, and Moses cried unto Yahweh, saying, what shall I do unto this people? They be almost ready to stone me. Well, yeah, boy, that's so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. And Yahweh said unto Moses, go on before thee, and the Lord Yahweh said unto Moses, go on before the people, and take with thee of the elders of Israel, and thy rod, wherewith thou smotest the river, take in thine hand and go. Behold, I will stand before thee there upon the rock of Horeb, and thou shalt smite the rock, and there shall come water out of it, that the people may drink. And Moses did so in the sight of the elders of Israel. And he called the name of the place Massah, and Meridim, Merida, because of the chiding of the children of Israel, and because they tempted Yahweh, saying, is the Lord among us or not? Then came Amalek and fought with Israel in Rephidim. See, so we was coming out of Egypt in the wilderness, and here comes Amalek. He was the first one of the heathens, all right, to come against the nation of Israel, which are these small hats. See, so these small hats, they always hated the Israelites, and they hate you to the same very day, man. Okay, all right, because they're the ones that's in rulership of the earth. Okay, so they control what goes on in the earth, man. All right, okay, you know. The small hats, the taxes you got to pay, and you got to put your money in these banks, and you got to take the magic juice, and your kids got to go to their schools and be brainwashed, and the whole LGBT movement, and this is all the small hats doing, man. It's all by their design. And their ultimate goal is to what? Put a RFID chip, which is the mark of the beast, mentioned in the book of Revelations 13 chapter and the 16th verse, into everybody on the planet Earth, man. Okay? That's their main agenda. That's their main goal. I'm talking about the small hats. That's right. Okay? You Amalekites. All right? And Moses said unto Joshua, choose us out men and go out, fight with Amalek tomorrow. I will stand on the top of the hill with the rod of Yahweh in mine hand. And Joshua did as Moses had said to him, and fought with Amalek. And Moses, Aaron, and Hur went up to the top of the hill. And it came to pass, when Moses held up his hand, that Israel prevailed. And when he let down his hand, Amalek prevailed. But Moses' hands were heavy, and they took a stone and put it under him, and he sat thereon. And Aaron and Hur stayed up his hands, the one on the one side, the one on the one side, and the other on the other side. And his hands were steady until the going down of the sun. And Joshua discomfited Amalek and his people with the edge of the sword. And Yahweh said unto Moses, write this for a memorial in a book, and rehearse it in the ears of Joshua. For I will utterly put out the remembrance of Amalek from under heaven. And this is a future prophecy for you Amalekites. Okay? All right? And there's many, many, many other scriptures on it, man. And Moses built an altar and called the name of it Jehovah Nissi. For he said, because Yahweh hath sworn that Yahweh will have war, For he said, because of Yahweh, because he said, because of the Lord Yahweh have sworn that Yahweh will have war with Amalek from generation to generation. So even your generation now, Amalek, okay? Yahweh has sworn war against you. And he's doing it by what? Revealing what you're doing, what you have done, what you plan to do, and who you are as a people in the earth. Okay? By the prophets of the Lord. Number one, okay, by Esau, the other sons of Esau. All right? Okay? You know? So he's revealing who you are, man. You know, so just, spreading some information on these Amalekites, man. All right? Yahweh got a war with you, man. All you Amalekites, from the greatest of you to the least of you, to the international banking Jewish small hats, all the way to the regular peon Amalekite, to all them small hats Amalekites over there in Israel claiming to be the Jews, which they're not the Jews. Okay? So, there's much more, but I'm going to end it here. Let me see. That's not what I want to put up there. Right here. Right? From generation to generation. Okay? So I hope you've been edified. And with that, shalom.